Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Matt Whitaker. I'm the state chairman of the Pawlenty for President campaign. It's my great honor to welcome some of you to Iowa. Welcome all the Iowans. Like every day in Iowa, it's a beautiful day. Let me first lay out today's agenda. I have the great honor to introduce Tim's wife, Mary Pawlenty, to you. She will then introduce the governor. And after the governor's remarks, we will go into a town hall format and where you'll be able to ask questions of Governor Pawlenty. So it gives me a great pleasure to introduce today Mary Pawlenty, Tim Pawlenty's wife. After serving as a judge for 13 years in the 1st Judicial District in Dakota County, Mary stepped down from the bench in 2007. As First Lady, Mary has worked tirelessly to support our nation's military and military families. She created the Military Family Care Initiative, a program that allows community-based organizations to volunteer their time and services to help families of deployed military service members. As First Lady, she also created the First Lady's Heart Health Initiative, an awareness campaign for women about reducing the risk of heart disease. So without further delay, I'd like to introduce to you Mary Pawlenty.
Good morning. Thank you, all of you, for being here. In the fall of 1983, I met Tim Pawlenty, and I knew at that time that I had met someone extraordinary. And through our lives together and through our now more than 23 years of marriage, I have come to know well and love his family, his cousins and aunts and uncles and brothers and sisters who, like Tim, are the salt of the earth. These are folks who are from the heartland, who have a strong work ethic and a deep love for family. And I watched Tim love up on and laugh with our children as they have grown. And I have lived and breathed life with him as he has gone through his political career and watched him through the political battles with political opposition, and had many moments where I thought, how in the world will he find his way out of this? But he is a man whose internal compass is set so true that he always found a way to lead Minnesotans to a better place. I had the good fortune and opportunity to be alongside him during his time as governor in many parts of the world, whether it was in China or South America, Europe, or India, or in a country that is particularly dear to our heart, Israel. And through all of those experiences, I watched my husband weave and blend together his knowledge, his expertise, with his ability to form amazing, lasting relationships. And it's tempting, I presume, to assume that his spouse of so many years would stand here and be supportive simply from the heart. And of course, I am supportive from the heart. But all that I know and all that I have witnessed about my husband has me supporting him in equal measure with my heart and my head. I am completely certain that he is the best person for the job. My husband is a man of great character, courage, good judgment, wisdom, discernment, and he has the experience to be the next president of the United States. He is a man who speaks truth to power, but always with a great fullness of grace. So, ladies and gentlemen, my husband, Governor Tim Pawlenty.
those tremendous remarks, very gracious and kind remarks, and for your love and for your support for all these years. After serving 8 years as Minnesota's governor, I was very much looking forward to life with Mary and our 2 daughters in the Midwestern home that we love. But with Mary's encouragement and wise counsel, we came to a different conclusion. And that's what brings me here today with this announcement. I'm Tim Pawlenty, and I'm running for President of the United States. We live in the greatest country the world has ever known. But as we all know, America's in big trouble. And it won't get fixed if we keep going down the same path. If we want a new and better direction, we're going to need a new and better president. President Obama's policies have failed. But more than that, he won't even tell us the truth about what it's really going to take to get out of this mess that we're in. Now, I could stand here and tell you that we can solve America's debt crisis and fix our economy without making any tough choices. But we've heard those kinds of empty promises before, and for the last 3 years. And we know where that's gotten us. Fluffy promises of hope and change. They don't buy our groceries, make our mortgage payments, put gas in our car, or pay for our children's school clothes or other needs. So in my campaign, I'm going to take a different approach. I'm going to tell you the truth. And the truth is, Washington, D.C. is broken. Our country's going broke, and the pain of the recent recession will pale in comparison to what's coming if we don't get spending in Washington, D.C. under control. President Obama doesn't have an economic plan. President Obama doesn't have an economic plan. He just has a campaign plan. And the United States of America deserves much, much better. President Obama promised that spending $800 billion on a pork-filled stimulus bill would keep unemployment under 8%. He promised that bailouts for well-connected businesses were a good deal for the country. He promised that a federal takeover of health care would keep costs under control. And as hard as it is to believe, he even promised that he would cut the deficit in half during his first term as president. But the truth is, since President Obama took office, the massive number of spending decisions that he's made, the debt has gone through the roof, Americans can't find jobs, and we're $4 trillion deeper in debt. And his health care plan is an unmitigated disaster for our country. We've tried President Obama's way, and his way has failed. 3 years into his term, we're no longer just running out of money. We're running out of time. It's time for new leadership. It's time for a new approach. And it's time for America's president, and anyone who wants to be president, to look you in the eye and tell you the truth. So here it is. Government money isn't free. You and I either pay for it in taxes, or our children pay for it in debt. The reforms we need are not in the billions. They're in the trillions of dollars. And the cuts we need to make, the cuts we must make, can't just be to somebody else's programs. The changes history is calling on America today to make can't be shouldered by people richer than us or poorer than us, but by us too. Politicians are often afraid that if they're too honest, they may lose an election. I'm afraid that in 2012, if we're not honest enough, we may lose our country. If we want to grow our economy, we need to shrink our government. If we want to create jobs, we need to encourage job creators. If we want our children to be free to pursue their dreams, we can't shackle them with our debts. This is the time for the truth. That's why later this week, I'm going to New York City. And I'm going to tell Wall Street that if I'm elected, the era of bailouts, handouts, carve-outs are over. No more subsidies, no more special treatment, no more Fannie and Freddie, no more TARP, and no more too big to fail. Success in our economy once again must be determined by the ingenuity of competing businesses and the judgment of the marketplace, period. But there's more. Tomorrow I'm also going to Florida to tell both young people and seniors the truth about our entitlement programs. They're on an unsustainable path, and that inaction is no longer an option. Our national debt, combined with Obamacare, have placed Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid in real peril. I'm going to tell young people the truth that over time, and for them only, we're going to have to gradually raise the Social Security retirement age. And I'm also going to tell the truth to wealthy seniors, that we're going to have to means test Social Security's annual cost of living adjustment. Medicare must also be reformed. We're going to do it with pay for performance incentives that reward good doctors and wise consumers. And we need to block grant Medicaid to the states. Their innovative ideas and approaches closest to the patients are not only going to solve problems, they're going to save money. And this week I'll also be in Washington, D.C.